Crossbow bolts. Crossbows are becoming very, very popular, and it's not my weapon of choice, but we are advocates of it. We do recommend crossbows, not necessarily over a compound, but we're for them. Meaning, if it keeps people in the woods, we are for a crossbow. So, the topic of today is choosing a broadhead for your crossbow bolt. Crossbow bolt is, for those that don't know, it's the arrow that is for a crossbow, and it's called a bolt. It doesn't have a nock that clips on the string. It rides in a track. It's considerably shorter. We always use, most of the time we use a weighted insert in front to increase the overall weight of the shaft so that you have momentum, you have builds up a lot of kinetic energy, and it's usually made of brass. I personally prefer, they have a lot of kinetic energy, but I personally prefer expandables for them. It's personal preference, but the advantages to an expandable is it's aerodynamic, and then once it gets to the animal, so it flies true, once it gets to the animal, it expands because you have a pretty good bit of kinetic energy. It actually opens good, has a bigger wound, and the biggest thing is that it flies good. You don't have the tuning capabilities with a crossbow that you do with a bow, so making sure that your arrow is really flying good is imperative. But that doesn't mean you can't use fixed blade broadheads. By all means, some states expandables are not legal, so by all means fixed blades work well on there, and they kill extremely well. There's a lot of good broadheads on the market today. It's just sometimes with a fixed blade broadhead you can have tuning issues, and your accuracy is not as can sometimes not be as good as with a field point. So my personal recommendation is to use an expandable, and I'm not a big fan of the rear deploying expandable. So T3 chunk will work every time.